WKNJ 90.3 FM, livestream.com, EAR to the streets every Monday night, 9 p.m. to midnight. We got a young man in the building. He's from South Jersey. He's from the B-Shine. He goes by the name of Event.
Event from the B-Shine. What's up, y'all? Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, always a pleasure, man. So tell us what's been going on in your world. You're one man that I see everywhere.
Oh, yeah?
I'm at Sutra. I see you there. I'm at the Court Tavern in New Brunswick. At this club, you're getting all the dope interviews. You're doing all the exclusives. You're doing what we do, but on like the camera, on the blogs, on the magazine, and you're also an MC, from what I understand.
Yeah, you must have missed me when I was out in Miami, Detroit, and California too.
I've never been out to Detroit and California, but I've been to Miami, and I see you there. I've been out there for spring break.
Different weekend, right?
Yep.
Alright. Yeah. So, what was the question? What I've been up to?
Yeah. Tell us more about the beach. I'd like for you to tell us about the B-Shine and what you guys and what it's about.
Right. So this July will be 2 years that I've been running the website, and basically it started as a way for me to just interview and get inside the minds of hip hop artists, but more specifically artists that I grew up listening to from the 90s, from the 80s, some early 2000s. Just that golden era of hip hop is what all of us in this room just really love and appreciate, and I wanted to we're seeing it as being forgotten about and not being respected as much as it should be for the pioneering era that it was. So I'm trying to shine that light back onto it and just kind of create my own platform and see how far I can take it.
Okay, that's very well said. So what do you? So you're also an MC, and do you have a project out or anything you're working on?
Yeah. So I started rapping in high school, 97, 98, and I released an album after college, a solo album. And then I joined a group called Weatherproof. It's 2 MCs and a DJ. And we put out an album in 2007 called Metropolis. And that's actually on iTunes or it's on Bandcamp. You can go to weatherproofmusic.com. It's a free download. So that album we're really proud of. A lot of the beats are from Wizard from the UK. We also got Domingo, who's from East New York.
In Brooklyn, yep. He did a lot of stuff with Fat Joe. He did a lot of stuff with He did stuff with Big Daddy Kane, Pac FM,
Big Pun,
Big Pun, Domingo,
Coogee Rap.
Rap.
So that was the
Razzcast.
Yeah, that's an album we're really proud of. We actually have like 20, 25 other songs recorded that we just haven't even put out yet. We have a track with Razzcast. We have a track with Lewis Logic. Also, Orifice Volgatron from Foreign Beggars. They're one of the biggest hip hop groups in the UK right now. And yeah, we just have a lot of tracks but we just, we work full-time jobs, so it's not like, our number one priority to release the music and do shows and all, just because we're, trying to make a living and stuff like that the best way we know how. Much respect to the people that do make livings, with their music too.
Okay, wow. So, you're from South Jersey, and what town exactly?
Cherry Hill.
Cherry Hill, okay. Cherry Hill, from what I understand, from what I've seen, is a middle to upper middle class neighborhood, and I know New Jersey as a whole doesn't get the shine in hip hop as it should, but even worse again, and where you're from in South Jersey, they're more in the Philadelphia metropolis, whereas up here this is more the New York metropolis. But now, growing up in South Jersey, the only 2 acts that I know of, I could be wrong, that really got the shine were Poor Righteous Teachers and YZ, and then you also had Rodney Jerkins, the producer from Atlantic City. Coming from South Jersey, and how did you feel it difficult to fit into this hip hop game? Like how, because if you notice, most of the MCs that did have claims to fame in hip hop were from North Jersey.
Right. Poor Righteous Teacher, we consider that central because that's Trenton. But yeah, as far as South Jersey is concerned, I really didn't notice that there weren't any big acts coming out from South Jersey until like later on, maybe a couple years ago, because I just saw it as just being a part of hip hop, just making your contribution and putting your music out there. And I never saw it as like, put your city on the map type thing like some other people did. So it didn't really faze me, but I do know that Scott Storch grew up in Cherry Hill.
Oh, wow. I always thought he was from I thought he was from Miami. I learned something new.
Yeah, he grew up in Cherry Hill. He was, part of the Roots original crew. So that's a good look for Cherry Hill right there.
Okay.
And there is a reference on Kool Keith's album Black Elvis, the song called Livin' Astro. He mentions Cherry Hill in that song. I was really proud of that when I heard that in high school.
Okay.
But yeah, you make a good point. I mean, there really is no other people that really put that area on the map. We kind of do live in Philadelphia's shadow.
Mm. So, well, my next question to you is that I know you said you're also an MC, and I know and being that you're also a journalist as myself, because you do your interviews as well, and you've done interviews with Young Guru and Premier and Ilman. Are there any other than those three producers that I've mentioned that you've interviewed? Do you have any other producers that you might want to work with? Interview as well if you get the chance to. But are any producers out there that you'd like to work with as well? Because from an MC standpoint.
I mean, we haven't worked with a lot of producers. I would say any records that we've put out, it's probably been the same like 3 or 4. So as far as any producer, if I were to name producers that I would want to work with, it would be a long list.
Okay.
But I'm no one to say that I want to work with Pete Rock or Premier or anyone like that, because we really haven't made any major strides in our careers. So I'm not really kind of looking for that at this time. I feel like a dope beat is a dope beat, and we're finding a lot of it from this dude Wizard from the UK. Also, my friend Boy of Summer out in Philadelphia. So right now the name isn't super important to me, but it would be nice maybe in the future see how far we go.
All right. Well, Event, I want to say thank you, and this is part 1 of the interview. We're gonna get back into the cut, spin some more records, and we'll get back into part 2 of this interview. And again, never be a stranger, always come back. And this is just part 1 right now, folks, and get back into part 2 in a little bit.
Sounds good.
And we got the B-Shine here. We got dope music. Again, thank you, Eddie, for calling up and shouting us out. And let's get back into some hotness. Here to the streets every Monday night, 9 p.m. to midnight, livestream.com. This is part 1. We shall be back with part 2 in a few.